What's up, you guys? Today I want to talk to you a little bit about Pentecost. Maybe I could title this short little snippet here, The True Power of Pentecost. I was raised Baptist, mainly Southern Baptist, pretty much my whole life, and I love and enjoy my raisings. Today I attend and am a ordained minister in a Pentecostal church, the International Pentecostal Holiness Church. And so I've been friends and parts of different ministries throughout my entire life, and I've never really paid a lot of attention to the differences. There are differences, but sometimes I think we allow the differences to separate us. And if we want to be honest, the truth is we are all in some way Pentecostal, because that's the day, on the day of Pentecost, is when the church was formed. So if I were to tell you, even as a Pentecostal, what the true power of Pentecost really is, because let's face it, a lot of people today are going to be a little bit extra simply because it's Pentecost, especially in my movement. And the truth of the matter is Pentecost, the phenomenon that happened with the tongues and the cloven fire and those things, that was an absolute phenomenon. We cannot ever overlook that, not any denomination. But I think sometimes we overlook what really was the most powerful part of all of Pentecost. And that starts really in Acts. The very first verse tells us the true power of Pentecost. It says, when the day of Pentecost came, they were all together in one place. Suddenly, a sound like a blowing of a violent wind came. So the sound of the violent wind was verse 2. And that from that point on is when most of us start thinking about the power of Pentecost. We're like, oh man, this is when it gets good. No, when it gets good is verse number 1. It says, when the day of Pentecost came, they were all together. All these people came together in one mind, in one accord on the day of Pentecost. That is the true power that we're missing today. We're missing the power of unity. We're missing the power of love and togetherness. And although we might be in separate walls and in separate denominations and separate places with, a little bit different viewpoints and beliefs and things like that, the truth is we need to be together in heart and in love and in unity. Whether you're together in your building or whether you're together with your other people, the truth of the matter is when you go to your church today, and it's early in the morning, and I'm doing this before I go to church, but when you go to your church today, any alt you have with anybody, any differences, lay that stuff aside and go there and focus on Jesus. Go there and focus on Jesus, because there is power in that. When everybody there has one mind and one goal, and you're not thinking about your neighbor, and you're not thinking about this one, and you're not thinking about that one, I swear, I think if you can do that, you might see a move of God in your ministry. And what's crazy is there was like 120, they say, gathered that day. And all of them were focused on the same thing. That's why the Spirit of God was able to move in their midst. But here's what's crazy. All right. Verse number 41 is the outcome of the power of Pentecost. This is what verse number 41 says. Verse number 41 says, with many other words, he warned them. Let's see, that's not, plead them, save yourselves from this corrupt generation. Verse number 42, those who accepted his message were baptized, and about 3,000 were added to their number that day. That day. The true power of Pentecost is unity and love. And when we can see unity and love within the church, if we can see it in the church, God will add to the church. But until we can unify together and love one another, God's not going to add to the church. Why? What would be the purpose when we can't even get it together ourselves? So the truth of the matter is, what is Pentecost? Pentecost is unity. Pentecost is love. Pentecost is not division. It's the exact opposite of that. So I just wanted to explain that to you guys today and share with you my heart and a little short snippet and message from me today as your friend, as some of you guys consider me as a pastor to you. Some of you guys just like me because I like to cut up. But anyways, no matter who you are out there today, if you don't know what Pentecost is, I hope today you do. And that is my perspective. And I love you guys. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. Hey, don't forget, like, subscribe, share, comment. You guys rock. See ya.